Okay, Microsoft, Xbox. In the past, I may have not missed the opportunity to talk about any and every of your shortcomings when it comes to gaming. But it's only because I wanted to see you do better. I mean, that's every Xbox fan's dream at the end of the day, to relive the peak Xbox 360 days of the mid-2000s. So if I ever called you a shit company in the past, it comes from a place of love. But never mind all that, because every mistake, every acquisition, every terrible game so bad that I'm not even going to say the name of it, has led up to this Xbox exclusive release that dropped just yesterday. The single game that's been pushed in marketing so much that you couldn't escape knowing it if you tried, and the game that's supposed to change the negative thought that many have for Xbox right now and lead them into a new era of good exclusives. Yeah, that's right. Fucking Starfield. Now, finally, I can say that I've been personally hands-on with this game after making like hella videos just speculating on it. Like, this game was making me crazy before I even had it installed. And to be honest with y'all, I am a little late to the party. I mean, I grabbed the game on the Game Pass, even though the majority of people have been playing it from early access from buying the premium edition. So I could have done that, but in my head, worst case scenario, Xbox gave us another one of those games, and I didn't want to get duped out of $34. It's rough out here. So since last night, I've been playing the game non-stop, enjoying as much of the game that I can before making this video. And even though I'm not nowhere close to beating this massive game, based on, the game's trajectory just so far, I can pretty much give you all my opinion on what I think about the game, and if all the hype that we've had for like the past 2 years has been worth it. So let's start with the storyline, since aside from being the most advanced Buzz Lightyear simulator, most people are curious on what the game's story has to offer. And it's not bad, I wouldn't say it's anything close to a prime HBO show level of storytelling. Like, you won't be on the edge of your seat desperately trying to figure out what's going to happen next, but there is enough lore and good characters that will keep you interested in the main story. But peep how I said, like, main story. You see, Bethesda titles are praised in just how expansive each of their games are, giving you the opportunity to involve yourself with a plethora of side activities for you to do as you please. Probably one of the reasons that their old games are glitchy as shit, but it's still fun at the end of the day. And Starfield is no exception to this endless amount of side lore and events. I spent my first hour doing more side stuff than I did the main quest, because I just love open world freedom in games, and the fact that this game allowed me to progress in the story however I wanted, with the option of carrying out the mission how I wanted, bro, it was like heaven. I couldn't even lie to you. But that's another big thing that I have to talk about: the open world and map designs. Now yeah, going into the game, we heard that there'd be like 1,000 planets or something ridiculous like that. So people on the outside are wondering if this game is like what we want GTA 6 to be, where every place in the world is enterable. And there actually is 1,000 planets. I mean, that 100 gigs had to go to something. But only around 100 of those planets are habitable for humans in the galaxy, which have like actual architecture and things like that. So all of these maps aren't completely detailed, but in my opinion, the ones that are just amazing. Like, take New Atlantis for example. This city design looks dope as hell, and depending on your PC hardware, you can toggle how many pedestrians are walking around in the streets, so it actually feels lived in and not just a desolate island. Pretty much every main building and shop is enterable and full of side characters that'll give you missions, tell you lore on the city, or be an orphan boy who really thinks his parents are coming back from battle. So yeah, I'm a sucker for a good open world game, and Starfield right now is just A-staff for me. But what about the new feature that we haven't seen Bethesda ever do before in a game, being the spaceship combat? Now, I'm not gonna lie, going into this, I expected the space combat to be ass, because games are usually hit or miss when aircraft are involved. Like, those missions on Black Ops 2 where you had to fly the jet really pissed me off back in the day. But Starfield's version of the Space Wars is actually fun too. The interface is easy to learn, a little bit of a bitch to remember all the keybinds on PC, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle. Not to mention the spaceship customization that I haven't personally got to mess around with yet, but seeing some of the cool builds from other players on Twitter shows me that you can get as creative as you want with this feature. So needless to say, I was looking forward to the missions where you had to fight off spaceships, and once you killed them in battle, you could easily loot the ships or even get close enough to dock them yourself and get into a personal gunfight. Now the gunfights in this game aren't really anything special. I mean, at this point, there's not an FPS style of gameplay that can surprise anyone. You know, that ship sailed a long time ago. But I can say the gunfights are fluid and remind me a little bit of Destiny 2 mixed with, some Apex Legends, at least in my opinion. So if you're good at those games, you'll be a god at this one. Also, my favorite gun right now is the 3KB laser because that shit is amazing. Now with this whole video, I'm only touching the surface for what's possible in the game. I mean, there's other detailed things that's in the title like crafting, your crewmates that you meet as you go, all good features, but this video isn't really a review since I haven't beat the game, and more of an overview so that what the basis of what to expect. And something that you should expect if you don't have the top of the line hardware is the frame rate and graphics cap. Now, apparently the Xbox Series X and S version of the game is locked to 30 FPS, which kinda sucks, and on PC, even an RTX 2070 like mine, I see a frame rate cap at like 30-ish when I'm in really populated parts of the world. So the game is definitely a demanding one, but I think the experience that you get if you enjoy a good open world can somewhat make up for that. So overall, man, even though this game technically isn't the product of Xbox themselves and just them buying a studio who was already making the game, I think Starfield is an amazing title with so much to do that it'll keep players entertained for years to come. As far as the game living up to the hype goes, I think it depends on what you expected from the game to begin with. If you expected a captivating story, maybe you'd say it's okay, or maybe you just expected good exploration and would say it's a masterpiece. Either way, I think we can all mostly agree that Bethesda once again showed how much effort they put into this title and gave us a virtual galaxy of space adventure. So, that's my opinion on Starfield, man. Overall, I think it's a really great game. What do you guys think about it, though? Feel free to comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.